Right, YouTube. Whoa, has it been a minute? Here we are, gone full circle. Back in the same place. So I'm going to parrot some information. I'm going to share with you some understandings about that. And what have we got here? Taking accountability for the mistakes you made. And how to get out of that deep hole. Well, one way to look at getting out of the deep hole or the sadness from previous mistakes. So one is taking accountability. What was it? What is it? What did I do to get myself here? Number one, if you're drinking too much alcohol, not drinking enough water, not eating right, not exercising, not loving and respecting yourself at the capacity that you need to. Because here's something that I shared with a friend just previously, which encouraged me to verbalize this out to you, the public. As a man, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is create a life that provides us with some type of status, which then gives us respect. So, the top G, Andrew Tate. So thank you, Andrew, for becoming the man that you've become. Right? Stick to your guns. Because he says something important, that someone might love you, someone might like you, but it does not necessarily mean that they respect you. And what's an example of that? You might be in a relationship and you're a little confused because, like, we're in a relationship, you tell me that you love me, but when I make these requests to do this or to do that, it doesn't get done. So then there's that feeling I'm not being respected, and I get this at work. Why is no one fucking listening? It's like, you don't respect me. And it could be because of my essence of not respecting myself on a physical level. You can't escape that. That cannot be escaped. If you are on a physical element and you're communicating out to the world that you do not look after yourself on a physical level, meaning you don't respect you, you're not respecting yourself, then how are others going to match that? So I said to my friend, look, the love and respect we desire from others will never be matched or equal or presented at such a level that we truly feel we deserve until we develop that within ourselves. And that comes from being accountable for the mistakes that we've made. Right, fucked up. Sucks. Breaks my heart. But if we keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, it just comes down to pretty much you're not taking responsibility. You're not taking responsibility on. You're not putting in the efforts you need to put in to have a better life. Basically, you're sad loser bitch. Might as well chop off your dick. Sad loser bitch. Might as well chop off your dick. If you're going to carry on like that, then you don't deserve to have male genitals. I say that to myself, not just to you, the viewer. This is to me. It's actually a privilege. It's an honor to be brought into this world as a man. We must honor that, especially now. Let's not beat around the bush here. Women are becoming more masculine, men are becoming more feminine, because, as you know, it's no more conspiracy theory. There's an agenda there, right? Controlling the fucking masses. So it's up to you as a man to make a decision. You want to contribute to the good in the world, the proper good, the real good, and then the good in your life. You want to be good, great, or brilliant. You can be a good man. You can be a great man. You can be a brilliant man, as Andrew says. You can be top G. A lot of people say, "Oh, age doesn't matter" and all this. It's a fine line there. Yeah, age doesn't necessarily matter. It's just a number. But let's look at it at the duration of life. That matters because it's not infinite. So if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, even 35, the duration it would take for you to become a very well established man is still very feasible, and it still allows you to still have a very decent quality of life. It still allows you to have opportunities based on your physicality, based on your youth, based on your appearance, okay, based on your energy, your mojo, your essence, your caliber. So the sooner when I say we, the man, the male, take on the responsibility of being accountable for our mistakes, correcting them, developing and evolving, then life will never get better. Right? And that's how you're going to get yourself out of the deep dark hole. You've got to climb, man. You got to fucking scratch. You got to tear your fingernails. So it's true that struggle is what creates the greatness. I think there's a metaphor, a comparison, or analogy. If you look at all the greatest jewels that are out there in the world, it's being developed under great, immense pressures. Heat and gases, friction, earth, plates, fucking moving. Check it all out. Geology. Look that shit up. So if you want to become a diamond in the rough, then you must be willing to go through the trials and error. And every time we have these moments of, oh, here I am in the shit again. Like, okay, no money, sleeping in the streets. Remember, all of this is a conscious fucking choice. These are the consequences from previous choices. So it's a residual effect. And like I said in the very beginning, I'm just parroting information. Doesn't make me any fucking wiser. I think the wise man is the man who puts the wise words into play. Otherwise, maybe all we are, if we're not doing what we need to do to create a better reality for ourselves, but potentially speak the language of being a wise person, but the practice is not matching, then we're just a wise fool. True or false? It's about time I got back into this. Put the practice into play. Demonstrate. Show you how, even where I am in my reality at 46, failed a lot. Fucking failed. And I did think this, and I did get an email actually from Andrew Tate, and I'll put a fucking thing, because I recommend that you subscribe to that. Some good info in there. So I like the way he presents it. And it's very fitting for where I am in my reality, and potentially where you are in your reality. And I always thought to myself, that the man who's done a lot of wrong things in his life has the ability to teach another what things he needs to do to get things right. It's like a crystal ball. So, in closing, never backhand away someone who shares a little bit of wisdom with you, even if it comes across as a wise fool, like old mate there with his cup hanging out with coins. He's fucked up, and he's realised that where he is, and if he had done things like this, he would have had a better reality. And to a degree, that's where I'm coming from. But I'm not going to sit there with my fucking cup out. I'm going to do something about it. Even if I only got 10 years left. Like they say, you might as well go out, living life, having a go. I've said this so many fucking times, but I've never done it. So I just look like a fool, a wise fool. But how cool will it be for you if you're in a place now where you don't want to carry on anymore? You're in a dark place. You know why we're in a dark place, man? Why we get into a dark place? One is we've given up. We've given up. We're just throwing away our ability to change. One. The second one is we're letting all our mistakes just fucking overwhelm us. Yeah, it sucks. If only I had done this, if only I had this. But see, here's the thing. All of that creates this Rolodex that you can refer to if you're willing to pay attention, to be more observant with the next situations, the next scenarios that are happening in your reality. When you're at work and something fucking bugs you and you're getting frustrated, oh, here we go again, rightio, have a laugh. Why is it frustrating me? Like, fuck, it's just a bit of rubbish, or it's just a bit of this. Learn, like, then it's okay, how can I communicate to people? So I make a decision. What do you make a decision? Let it go, or say, hey, I was just wondering, is it fair for me to request that this, and this was to happen? Right. Then after that, you can make an observation of how other people are then going to react. And if they don't react, then you're like, well, it looks like I'm not getting any respect here. Now what's my move? So like how Andrew Tate plays it out. Like, what's your play? What's your move? Because he was very good at chess. His dad was a grandmaster chess player. So that's how I keep thinking now. And it's very useful to think like that. So if you're in this dark place, what's your move, bro? The good thing about chess, even if you lose, you can reset your pieces as many times as you want. What's your move? And instead of just trying to move and outmove the other person, watch the moves of the other person. Start observing. Not just observing yourself, but observing how people are around you. Okay? Play, like I say, play your cards right. Play your cards right. Don't be rolling the dice all the time, just like hoping that your numbers will come up. You could potentially study how to roll dice in a certain way. Like, learn the information, put into play what's going to get you out of the shit. Don't be so caught up with all the bells and whistles right now. What's most important is get in fucking peak condition. Create the ultimate version of yourself, or the better version of yourself. Become an elite caveman. Become a creator or curator of your reality. It's not a click of a finger, though. That's the thing. We must get into our mind that this is a fucking process. God didn't sneeze and make diamonds. There was a process. Right? There was a process. The Bible says 7 days. Alright, so it's 7 days. Does that mean that your world will change in 7 days? Potentially, but you've got to put in the fucking effort. And then there's the realism about it. If you haven't been training for fucking years, then don't go and think you can go and, oh, that's it, I'm going to work out 3 days a week. It's not going to happen, my friend, because you're going to fuck yourself up. Your body is not used to that. So you have to create a plan. Go through the process. Build up to it. Get the momentum. These are the things that will help you get out of the darkness. You got to claw your way out. You've got to be accountable. Start giving yourself some fucking respect. Start giving yourself some love. Love basically just means caring. If we make a decision to go and get takeout because we're tired, and it's very easy to do, hands up, accountable. Or we can make the decision to go, you know what, I'm tired, but let's go get something healthy. What is available to me? So let's say you're working late, shops are closed. You can go to McDonald's, or you can potentially go and get a salad sandwich from 7-Eleven, or something of that nature. Go get a juice. You pick out the best, what is the best option that is available to you. Start with that. If you're fortunate enough, you're in a share house, you have a home or something like this, or even a van that's sort of set up, well, get some good fucking food. Go and get yourself a fridge, a little Waco fridge, a little 20-litre fridge. Something, just something. What is the move? Figure it out. Eating is very important. I'm realizing this, fellas, or ladies who might be watching this. What are you putting in yourself? If you think of the food and the way that the food is made and treated in a negative way, in a blasé way, look at fast food. Look what, chicken being pumped full of hormones. Walking around, fucking zombies, then getting killed, slaughtered, bang, bang, bang. There's no care there. There's no love. There's no respect. It's just a product. Boom, get it out, get it in, get it fucking packaged, get it sold. Let's make some fucking money. Right? It's all money. It's all about business. Right? Might as well tap into it. I like how Andrew Tate says his friend would say, Dan the crackhead, right? Said this to him. That money is like water, flowing water, and it's up to you to stand in amongst the flow. So that's part of it. You think about it. You might be down now, right now. Your bank account is fucking low. How are you dressing? Are you wearing any jewelry? Go get yourself a fucking nice ring, fellas. Go get yourself a nice chain. I had my ears pierced years ago. So you can get yourself some studs back in. These little things that you do for you because you want to do them for you, that's where you'll get this energy change. Because you're starting to communicate to the outside world that I fucking love myself. I'm not necessarily looking good for you to attract you the girl, right? I'm doing it because I like looking at myself like this. I like having these things, these adornments. It makes me feel good. And when you're making yourself feel good, good things will start to come into your fucking world. But you got to take steps. You got to pick up the phone. You got to call up the people. Hey, I noticed you got a room for rent. And the other thing you need to do is be precise. And you govern the options that are available to you. Not, I'm sleeping in the car, fuck this shit. I'll just go and stay at Backpackers because it's cheap. No, motherfucker. Don't cheap out on yourself. That's the other thing I'm learning. Just cheaping out on myself. I can go to 7-Eleven and get a $2 coffee, or I can go to a barista who makes a fucking really good coffee. Yeah, that's $4, $5. Well, why not? Go to some different cafes. Don't just go there because the girls are fucking pretty. Don't be like that. Go there because the coffee is fucking good and it's worthy of you. So that's what I'm saying. Govern your decisions. Govern your choices. Right. I only want to pay $250 for a room. I'm in a pretty la-di-da place. I could say, that's not possible. Okay, what is possible? I could get a 1-bedroom studio. You start writing down these things. How much is that going to cost? And even though this may sound like I've gone off tangent, it's not. This is part of you being a man and taking accountability for your mistakes and being responsible, and then putting into play those responsibilities and efforts that's required from you, to get a different outcome. For fuck's sake. Like, really? 46, back in the fucking car, back washing fucking dishes. It's stupid. But that's the reality. I need to own that. So maybe that's number one. Own your reality. Take accountability for where you are right now. Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, you hit your woman. Right, or you drank too much. Or you crashed the car. Or you didn't stay here. You didn't do this. Whatever it is. You lost control. You let your emotions get the better of you. And a lot of that comes down to this. I'll share something with you. The wise fool will share something with you. You neglected doing the things that made you fucking happy because you're too busy trying to keep other people happy, and that's not cool. Other people will actually be more happy when you are doing things that make you happy. If you're out there what's called people pleasing, then you're just emptying yourself, and things become temporary. Especially in a fucking relationship, it's all fine and dandy in the first 3 months, 6 months, right? Because it's like this pleasing effect. People enjoy it, but after a while it's like, man, there's no essence to you. This is what you'll probably be saying. Like, you're not doing anything with your world. Like, what are you doing? And then you're afraid, well, if I start doing this, I'll lose her. Fuck that shit. So what? Wasn't meant to be, as I say. Loyalty is royalty. Like, this is taking on a bit of a top G mindset, and people might think that that's arrogant or misogynistic or whatever that word is, but it's not. It's you taking care of you. That doesn't mean I'm going to mistreat people. I just put myself here. Yeah, I care about you, but you'll always be here. You'll never be the same. So you must always put yourself at a high level. You're important, right? And then it's up to people to make a decision to try and match that. And if they start matching you, you need to raise the bar. So it's up to you. It's like, we're always going to make a mistake. But you might as well be making these mistakes as you're evolving and not fucking descending. Being a nothing. Like where I am right now, I'm surrounded by cars, like there's an AMG, like hundreds of thousands just in vehicles. Right near me is probably a 60, 50 grand car. My little fucking Hyundai gets, little fucking piss pot. How can you respect a person like that? They obviously don't care about their reality, their world. They're not doing anything for themselves. So that's why you're sad. That's why I was sad. The best thing you can do for yourself as a man or a boy or whatever it is start leading yourself to where you'd rather be. But you've got to take action. Like they say, you've got to pick up that phone. If you want to work a job at a certain place, you know what you want to do? How do you write a good resume, and how do you get good at interviews? I remember telling someone that once. Don't worry about the job, Just get really good at doing interviews. And eventually you'll get the job that you want because you're really good at fucking interviews. Because every job has an interview, right? So if you go for a job based on, well, I don't have any fucking skills and this and that, then you're always going to be in this category. And that will be your option. And that's the thing. You want respect. You need to put yourself in a position where you have options. And not being obligated to the job as an employee. And see, that's the thing. That's why money is good. Money is fucking very good because money gives you access. And that's why a lot of us are fucking depressed. Maybe that's the video. Clip this up. Why, man, the reason why you're depressed. The number one reason you're depressed. You don't have enough money. You don't have options. You don't have access to things. You're fucking stuck. You feel obligated. I can't go anywhere. I'm in this relationship I don't really like. Why? And then you've let yourself go. Go to the fucking gym. The woman you're with starts carrying on to say, hey, do you really want to be with a fat, lazy fucking slob who doesn't give a shit about himself? Or someone who cares about himself, that has the ability to attract other women, who comes home to you? Because then you have a catch. You have a man that other women desire. Is that not appealing to you? And women are going to tell you that. And it seems like reverse psychology or roundabout. But think about what I just said then. If you're looking after yourself in such a way, you got money coming in the bank, you're doing things that fucking feed your soul, that make your heart smile, that the songs of the universe are able to fucking generate through you. Why are you always out? And you get complain, and then it's up to you to say, hey, complain or go and catch the train. Think about it. You're with someone who has options, who has the ability to look after you, support you. I'll fucking support myself. Shit goes down, you want to piss off, whatever, I'm fine. I don't need you. You're a guest in my reality. I learned that from AZD. That's empowering. We talk about women empowering. Hey man, you fucking need to have some power. You need to be empowered. And that's where the options come from. So you have the ability to then explain to her, hey, do you want to be with a man who is a fucking sad loser bitch, who might chop off his dick because he's not being a man, that you're going to get tired with, that you're going to get bored with, right? And you won't probably end up cheating on anyway and building a new fucking reality with someone fucking else. Happened to me. I know how this works. And that's exactly why. Sad loser bitch, there's a trouble off your dick. I didn't continue doing the things that I know were appealing to her. And even though they might have carried on and been a jealous little fucking la-di-da, the fact is there's competition for me. And this is what can be confusing for you chaps. She's going to carry on. So you may need to make a decision. Hey. I get it. You're carrying on a bit here. It's getting detrimental. I'm not sure if I want you around anymore. So as a man, you need to be able to say that. And we don't say these things. We go, oh, okay, I'm sorry, babe. Yeah. Boom, boom. Dude, you just lost your kudos. So, it's funny how that shit works, man. That's how it works. Works. She will jump up and fucking down. And then it's just up to you to say, hey. Yeah. Calm your titties. Saddle pedal. That's not helping you. Because she's shit testing. It's part of her DNA, right? Her chemicals, however it is. She needs to make sure that the man she's with has got her, and will always have her. And even other, it's so fucking funny, isn't it? You'd be better off being in a position, to a degree, where you have a girlfriend who's jealous and carrying on, than not. But like I said, it's up to you to make a decision. Hey, you need to cut that out, or right? You need to find somewhere else to live, or whatever the deal is. Stuff, because I won't tolerate that. It's not cool. And then she'll calm down. Oh, I'm with a man. So then it's on her to make a decision if she wants you in her reality and wants to behave herself and do the things she needs to do to make sure that you keep looking after her. Because you have options. She's not the only woman in the world. And this is where we get stuck. And it's called, oh, you're, what is it, sexist or male chauvinist. No, it's not. It's none of that. But that's how it's portrayed. To fuck you up, to deplete your ability to be a man in this world. And modern society know that. Because with strong men become leaders. When you become a strong man, you become a leader, then you get to gather a following. And that's what's basically happened with Andrew Tate and everyone else who gets fucking banned and shit like that. When they have an opinion that doesn't fit in with society. Okay? So there's something in this video, and there's plenty of videos like this, but this is pretty fucking raw, unscripted. It's come from someone who's a fucking been a sad loser bitch, made a decision to go, right, I need to go out of this world. People saying, you know, that Neil fella, he's fucking alright. Bit of a grumpy bastard sometimes, but I respect him. So go out and get the respect you deserve, but first, that respect that you deserve, you must give it to yourself. Sleep good, drink your water, get yourself fucking emotionals calibrated. Go see a therapist. Go see a psychologist. But don't go there to have someone go there. Don't take the fucking drugs. Just say, right? Like I thought, oh, I need to see a therapist. It's like, no, actually I don't. I just need to fucking get on with it. Get back into the gym. Lift the weights. Go look at the river. Get back into surfing. Go to the ocean. Go hiking. Go climb up mountains. Go to look out. Go camp in your fucking hammock in among the trees and wake up to the birds. These things. If that's something that is in here, like an intuitiveness, or some type of calling of what, do it. And if you're in a position where I can't just do that now because I'm in a job, well, this is where we're talking about putting things into play, taking the steps, looking at the moves, writing that down. All right, so for me, casual, boom. Let's go full time. Let's get full time. Boom, got the full time. So this could be 6 months, 12 months. In the 6 to 12 months, how can I develop something that's going to be able to put me in a position, that flow of money, where I start taking money. Not making money, not earning money, not generating money, literally taking money. Taking money out of the system and putting it in my bank account. Putting it into my pocket. Then investing into things that are going to help duplicate that and then enhance that and then evolve that. Be on this quest. That's what it is, gentlemen. It's a quest. It's a mission. You could call it purpose, whatever you want, but hey, how do I have a better life? How do I get myself out of the fucking dark? How do I stop being sad? How do I find a better woman, get a wife? Put yourself on the path that leads you to the outcome you desire, or the outcomes. That's it. Sounds simple, but it's not. But actually, you've got to say, yeah, this is going to be a struggle. I'm going to get tested. But in that, you can say that it's also going to be easy because it's just a simple fact of taking fucking action. And how is that hard? It's not. That's not hard. Make a decision. How is that hard? Oh yeah, but you know. And you have to laugh. You have to laugh because it's like I'm literally consciously making a decision to counteract the decision that is more beneficial for me. Think about that. I am actually consciously making a decision to counteract the decision that's more beneficial to me. Rewind. Write that fucker down. Put that up on the wall. I am actually making decisions that counteract the decisions that are more beneficial to me. So you have to laugh. Is it like, how fucking stupid is that? Makes sense, right? This is right. You could say, I only make decisions that benefit. I like how, here's something, we'll close off on this, like a story from Andrew Tate. In his la-di-da house, mansion, had a girl, and previous boyfriend or whatever the full story is, however that, I don't know how that came about, wasn't happy, somehow found out where he was, brought his mates, and basically wanted an apology from Andrew. Hey, you stole my girl. As I see, she made a decision. Right? Status. Old mate was getting boring. He was upset. Boom. Andrew and his buddy walk out. Hey, what's going on? As the story goes, they got hammers, about 5 or 6 of them. And the previous boyfriend says, you owe me an apology. You need to say sorry. So, an example right there is he's letting his emotions run the show. So they're saying, hey, I got outclassed. Leave it at that. He could have said, hey, all the best. See you with the top G. Kudos for you. Quick, what was it that you think I needed to do better? Something along those lines. Right? Yes, it hurts, gentlemen. It fucking hurts. But we need to own up and take accountability for the mistakes we made. So anyway, it's getting a little bit heated. And Andrew's mate there was getting a little bit nervous. And said to Andrew, in front of these fellas, who are going to get a bit heated. So just when it was about to get settled, and they were about to pretty much piss off, because Andrew's good with the words, his buddy said, maybe we should just say sorry. And then, right? You can't do that because that's weakness. So this is what's fucking impressed me about Andrew. One of the things. He turned around and fucking smacked old mate out in front of these 5 fellas. So this why I'm sharing, and then but what are they going to do? You just knocked out your mate. Now it's just so they left because will not stand for anything negative in his reality. So how cool is that? So that's where you get to that point where you make a decision, right? Just stop being fucking negative. It's not beneficial. Like what I was saying, if you start laughing at how you are making a conscious decision to counteract the decisions that bring you benefit. It's like, oh mate, I can bang. I've got to knock that shit out. I need to knock that shit out. Right? Because the duration of my life will not be as prolonged as if I was thinking like this in my 20s. Think about that. If you're watching this video and you're in your 20s or in your 30s, the duration of life that you have left, you start taking actions to look after yourself. In 5 to 10 years, let's say you're in your 30s. In 10 years, you'll be 40. You're looking after yourself. Well, a good chance you'll make it to 80. So that's 40 years that you have this ability to enjoy the glory, enjoy that status, but and then be in a position of just maintaining it instead of having to fucking build it and go through all the fucking struggle. Right, because you've built up a network, you've built up your brotherhood, you've built up your business or businesses. Okay, you've got money in the bank, you've put in the hard yards. Now you can kick back, smoke your cigars, drink your vodka, do what you want to do, go out on the yachts, go party, go clubbing. There's no age limit. You can't but they tell you to go, they force you to go and do all this clubbing and promote it to you when you're younger to fuck your life up. When you're young and you have all this energy, you have all your testosterone is at that's where you go and build, that's where you go and create, that's where you go on your quest to become a fucking brilliant man. Not a good man, not a great man, but a brilliant man. Top G. A higher value male, where you get yourself in a position where you have options. And when you have these options, you're not going to be fucking depressed. You're not going to be sad. You're not going to be a sad loser bitch about to chop off his dick. You understand that? You're not this fat little pussy just running around. So I'm not 6'4". I'm only 5'4". And that's always fucking played on my mind. But you can walk around at 5'4" with a tallness about you because your caliber, your level of caliber. There's a status, you're right. There's an essence to you. There's an aura. So even though you might be 5'4", people will see a great man, a brilliant man, and they will respect that. They might not like the way you dress or the way you talk, but they see that you've earned who you've become. Does that make sense? So start clawing, start getting out, reach for the light, start doing those things. Start with better sleep, get rid of all this shit, this TikTok, get rid of all this shit that distracts you, that is not feeding the white wolf. The white wolf and the fucking black wolf are equally hungry. Right? You've heard it. Black dog, white wolf, black wolf. So that's the thing in the middle. That's the line where you choose to step. And you can't step down through the middle because you'll be in this flux in your life. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Right? And that's another thing that you get promoted. Oh, life's all about up and downs. Not necessarily. Why can your life not be as a gradient going up? Because sometimes we get ourselves on a gradient going down. Then we're in the up and down because you're trying to walk. Make a fucking decision, fellas. Feed the white wolf. Drink your water. Get a schedule. Get a routine. Get structured. Get discipline. These traits that you develop, the earlier you develop them in your life, the better you get at them, and the better your reality will be. So be good, be great, be fucking brilliant. And I'll see you again in this quest to create a better version of myself.